All right. All right, everybody. We got a special guest here. We have Ryan from Teacher Under Pressure. I just want to say, Ryan, thank you so much for being here, man. It's a real pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So, I just wanted to say, that I found you because I really like your content. I think you do a really great job of branding and marketing. And I was going to ask you, like, how'd you how'd you get into the pressure washing business? I mean, teacher under pressure. Um, I I assume you did teaching or you still do teaching because I mean you do have that in the name. So I was just curious how that came to be.
Yeah, in the name, because I am a teacher. I'm actually still a teacher as I run this business. And it happened during COVID. We didn't have a lot going on. I wasn't in the school, so not as busy. The story came about. I had a teacher that had a tinning business, and he would always encourage me, "Hey, look into pressure washing. Solid business, something you can do on the side." So the thought was there, and I was actually training. I was doing private lessons wrestling on the side. I wrestled in college, so I was doing that as like a side thing. And one of the guys I was training, one of the high schoolers, would come in. He's like, "Yeah, I just pressure washed this house today for X amount." I was like, "How much?" And he would tell me. I was like, "All right, let me do the math. I'm charging you this amount for these lessons, and you're making way more, pressure washing." I was like, "Take me out, show me. Let me see if this is actually for real." So he took me out. He showed me, and the rest is kind of history from there. I, watched videos, learned on my own, did a lot of neighbors and friends for free, and got the skill level up, and that's how it started. Teacher under pressure.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, it looks like you're doing a really good job. How how many employees do you have? Because it seems like you do have I don't know if they're W-2 or contractors, but yeah, it seems like
No,
you.
yeah. So all my guys are W-2. We have six. I'm actually in the short time span we lost a lot because they're all going off. A lot of them are going off to college now. Um, so six, and then I lost Mason, and I lost Alex, both going to college, and then Connor is actually going into another field. So I lost three. So, but I just hired one this weekend, so we'll have four on the payroll now.
Gotcha.
Went from six to four, but that's part of business. And these
Yeah,
guys,
and that's impressive. I mean, you having, that many people for, starting from COVID. I mean, that's very impressive. Has your whole thing been get as many trucks out there, or are you more like, hey, let's keep it maybe five, six guys and just keep it there, or you just want to keep expanding?
yeah, it's a good question. So, when I first started, it was just like side money. I got this Home Depot pressure washer. Let's just hustle a little bit. My mindset really didn't change until I signed up with a business coach. His name's David Mormon, home service business coach. He has a podcast, but it really changed my mindset. I knew I didn't want to do the day to day forever. For one, because I teach, it's not impossible, but it's a lot. Like I would teach as soon as I got off at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'd have my trailer straight to doing two homes, and at toward the end of the season, the very first season, I was like, I can do this, but Lord, I'm getting burnt out. It was taken away from my family, things like that. So hooked up with them, and they have had the blueprint to kind of show me, you know, the hiring, the systems, things I needed to put in place. Um, I'm only 2 years old in the business, so it was a very fast paced learning. But as soon as I saw all that, I was able to start plugging the employees in place, adding the trucks. Um, as we continue to grow as a company. So I guess to directly answer I'm looking to continue to grow. There's no barrier right now how far this can go. It's really I want to grow organically. I don't want to rush it, but I'm just
Yeah.
leveling up as we go. So
Yeah, no, and And that's very good. It seems like a lot of people, they are scared of that because they're scared of not filling leads, right, for each truck because as you know, lead gen is everything. How have you been able to do your best marketing? Because you know, some people do Google, they Facebook ads, yard signs, just word of mouth.
Yeah.
What has been your best way as far as like your marketing strategy?
Best way marketing strategy heads down is just word of mouth. And that comes from, you know, having things in place so that you can ensure everything's done correctly each time. And, from there is just that is really the foundation of that is customer service. I remember from the very beginning, people would say, "Oh, you communicated well, or you showed up on time." I was like, "What do you mean?" That's like,
Yeah.
in me, that should be standard, right? That's just like kind of, I come from a military background, so it's just like that stuff is like engraved in who I am. So when I heard that, I was like, the light bulb went on. I was like, all right, we're going to fully dive into the customer service aspect and make it more of an experience and do all the right things. And if you have all those things in place and do the right things, customers are going to, it's a snowball effect. People are going to tell and talk. And I got the social proof because I would get a review every time. We're really big on the reviews. We have like 255-star reviews. So when someone's looking up the company, the social proof is there. So that's probably you know, the largest marketing that we've been given. Now, as far as I don't spend a lot of money with the marketing. I just come at you nonstop with social media. I'm
Yeah.
creative with that. Probably the best thing for my buck though is the bandit signs. Mine cost $5.47 per signs. If I had to put a dollar amount on there, it's probably brought in 60 to $70,000 worth of business.
Wow.
So whatever that math is, but that's probably like 25, 30x. For those, I don't know exactly how much it is, but
Yeah.
Bandit signs without a doubt as far as spending. I know people say Google and all that, and yes, we might feed Google a little bit because it is a beast, but really Google for me has been the reviews, the updates, putting pictures in there, and just letting Google know, hey, we're a legit business. So
Hmm.
yes, you can post this out. We have just started about a month ago with the local service, Google local service with you get the little green check
Hmm.
and stuff like that. But that's what I wanted to have because Google does a pretty extensive background check, and you have to put your insurance things like that in. It's just again that's letting Google know you're legit, and Google's a beast. We all know that. We got to feed it a
Yeah.
little bit, it's for sure. But I'm not big into Facebook ads or paying pay per click a lot. Once we get above a certain number, I'll start doing more of that. But honestly, when you're first starting out, it's not sexy, but a lot of door to door and a lot of free and stuff to let the other people know in the neighborhood. Just to get your foot in the door of a neighborhood is huge. Posting stuff on Facebook and Instagram nonstop is huge. Getting those free reviews. That's what I would recommend for anyone first starting out.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And that's funny that you say bandit signs because when I first started, we were doing bandit signs all day and we put thousands and I'll be honest with you, we never got anything from it.
Really?
But
Okay.
yeah, but like paid ads has been how we got everything. But it's crazy because talking to different guys, they'll say the same thing. Like one of my buddies, I interviewed him last night. He's same thing. He's almost 100% yard signs, and he's literally 30 minutes from me. I'm like, how? Like, and I put him pretty much good areas, and I don't know what it is, and I bought mine from or UZ marketing.
Okay.
And that I'm like, maybe we're doing something wrong, but I'm like, man, it'll either be like window cleaning with the number, power washing with the number, or gutter clean. We put them off highways or in the neighborhoods. Where it's not, in someone's property, right?
Yeah.
But But yeah, we had zero luck with that. That's funny that you
That's
said that.
crazy. The only thing I would say we did different, we use it more as a branding tool. We actually put our logo on there
Oh, okay.
when we do it. It just kind of stands out a little bit for
Yeah.
us instead of like, hey, you're generic
Yeah, yeah,
pressure washing. And actually, hey, they look up like teacher under pressure. It's
gotcha.
there. And then they give
That
us.
makes sense.
That's the only thing we do different. But I wouldn't give up on it. I know. I mean, again, I would keep talking to people, but for us, it's
Yeah, and
uh,
what I've learned is there's not just like one way to do something. You just
oh
have
yeah,
to keep doing it all right. Like some people give up on next door, social media. I'm like, you need to keep grinding every day. And I honestly, like, in the beginning, like next door, people like do it. So every day for like 6 months, I did it. Didn't get a call, and then randomly, I was getting calls randomly and closed some jobs from it. So it's like I'm a just big component. Just do it all because maybe right now Google works, right? But maybe next month it doesn't, and then you have your bandit signs come in. So it's everything's a circle and you just have to just feed everything, honestly.
for sure. You gotta have different different marketing outlets. Whether
Right,
it's bandit signs, like you're saying, bandit signs, Google,
right.
door to door, flyers, whatever you're doing, you gotta, different touch points.
Yeah,
That one, someone has to see constantly be
exactly.
just banging them in the head until
But
they
I
give you the
do
call.
I do like how you put the logo on the bandit sign because you are right. There's a million bandit signs if I just go out my house and it's just the generic power washing phone number. It's like that could be anybody, right? But
Yeah,
even even I just realized that just speaking to you, even if they might not call you right away, but they see like your name, your logo, and then maybe 10 days they're on Google and they're, oh, teacher under pressure. I saw his bandit sign.
exactly.
So it's like it might not happen right away, but down the road it could help you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm out, I was at the gym this morning, and whether we're out social event, hey man, I see your signs everywhere.
Yeah,
So for me, they know that that's me. So like if you have generic, like they wouldn't know that
yeah,
possibly.
right, right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
it's just because then they see me, so that's another reminder of that. So it's just yeah, it kind of like you're saying, it's a full circle with that.
Because I see you do pressure washing and gutter cleaning. Do you guys? Oh, okay. Do you guys do a lot of window cleaning, or is that more of like an add-on service?
Yeah, it's an add-on service. I mean, we'll get some. We haven't pushed it as much. We haven't thrown it out there, but yeah, we'll get a few where it's just solo window cleaning.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't done. It's a lot of it's just the upsells while we're there,
Yeah,
and then
gotcha.
add on to the full service,
Will you do interior window clean or just out exterior?
just exterior. And I've debated it. It's just I haven't. I don't even know if my insurance would cover inside, so I haven't like, even like
A
looked
lot,
into it.
most pressure washing companies, they will not do interior windows. Like that is the one thing they always say the same thing. I've thought about it, but the liability is just too high. Like most guys I talk to, they will not do interior windows.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how much value you would add. I mean, honestly, probably. I mean, a lot of people when I tell them that they're like, okay, and they still do the outside. Now
Yeah.
there's been a handful of like, well, I need both. We just don't do that.
Yeah, and even like we started as a window cleaning company, and but most people like they just want exterior because they're like, oh well, I could just clean the inside myself, because
Yeah,
they so that's really not even a big deal because I would say 90% if we're just there for a window clean, it's strictly exterior. They don't even care about interior. And
okay,
honestly, I don't really like going inside the home, too much liability.
yeah.
So I try to stay away from that. So how about Christmas lights? Do you guys do, because I saw on your website you guys do lights. Is that something that's new or have you pushed that from?
Brand new, no, brand new. So it's just the add-on. I think a lot of pressure washing companies, a lot of the seasonal companies, the grass and different
Mhm.
industries are going to start adding this.
Yeah.
It's just, you got a long lull. it's not as bad in North Carolina, but November
Yeah.
slows down, December, January. Um, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. It's a different industry as far as the it's not like it's a different kind of feel, I guess, because a lot of these people are getting their house watched because they have to.
Mhm.
You don't have to have Christmas lights. It's a different feel. You just want to have it. It's just a happy time. So I'm excited to add that. A little nervous because it's new, but we're trained up. We actually did. I think I was talking to. We went to Clipper training. They do a great program, 2-day program. So we're all trained up and we're already starting to get some people, some leads coming in. We've had about 15 already.
Oh,
So
wow. Oh,
yeah,
from
so it's
your
early.
clients?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. So no, some of them are our clients, but we haven't even sent anything out like MailChimp or anything to our clients yet. We haven't fully
Oh,
released,
okay.
but we just kind of we've posted like 2 or 3 social media things, and
Hmm.
it's based off that we've already gotten
Oh,
people.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so just from that, I know it's going to be a beast. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about if we should add or not, because it's, in the Carolinas, it's not like we're in Michigan and New York where
Yeah,
it's snowing. So it's, pretty mild, but it's yeah, like what you said, it does slow down a lot. December, January, February. So yeah, I've never done lights before, so I would probably have to do some type of training like what you did, just because you know there's no way you can learn that just by doing YouTube. Like I'm a huge component on learning. Like I was mad. I was supposed to go to the huge convention, but we're so busy with work I couldn't go. But have you been to the huge convention or no?
not yet, not yet.
Oh,
That's the plan for next year. Um, Thought about it this year, but we took that trip, 3 weeks prior to Philadelphia for the other training, so
oh yeah.
just kind of didn't fit into the schedule.
Did you enjoy the training? You learned a lot for lights.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah,
Okay.
and not
As
just the installation. It was the marketing, this
oh,
how you pay your employees, different sales tactics, things like that. It was
gotcha.
it was good.
How do you with communication with clients? Because the biggest thing I always hear and is retaining clients, right? Like, do you? Because I mean, I just heard Mailchimp from you, which is a people don't know. It's a way you could email them and just always get in the communication with them. Do you email them like once a month, every couple months, just to, hey, I'm here if you need me? Is that like your way of always kind of touching them, making sure they don't forget who you are?
Yeah, I should do a better job of this. We've done Mailchimp a few times. I don't want to like badger our customers too much, but
Yeah,
every once in a while we use Markate as our CRM.
same.
I've done probably 4 text blasts where again I don't want to look too
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's like spammy a little bit, but I'll probably like every quarter I'll do something like right before pollen, right when pollen gets done,
Mhm.
when it goes crazy. It's like, hey, we're having our this is our post pollen, blah blah blah, and we'll send something out. Book now, and then I'll do one again when the leaves start to fall out. We do gutter cleaning, so I'll probably send a blast out then. I'll put a blast probably for Christmas lights. But other than that, and I need to do this, just printing those customers out and giving them calls. Like we did that not too long ago. I called from the customers from February that had gutter cleaning, and man, you don't realize just talking to them and asking it brings a lot of customers back. So if I actually put my head down and called these customers that are in there, I know we'd get a lot of business. Um, yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. We have Markate too, and I found the same exact thing. Like the ringless voicemails, the text blasts every 3 4 months just because I didn't want to bug them. And it wasn't the best, like, the it wasn't we didn't get a ton of people hitting us back up, but then I called them. It was like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't even look at your text. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
busy. So I now just call them because it's so much better than
Oh yeah.
these blast or ringless, or like we also do the postcard thing where like after a service we'll shoot a postcard. That's a little way, hey, thank you. But yeah, I was for your equipment, how many trucks do you have on the road right now?
We have two all the time, and then we have a third truck as well. It's kind of like a backup.
Oh,
Um,
nice. do you
yeah.
do you have a shop, or you know
No, so I have my original trailer that we started off with. Has two machines and a whole setup. That just sits in my garage, and
mm,
that's for any time when the trucks go out. Our model is we have trucks, and then in the bed we have two machines, two reels, a ladder rack, and all the equipment and stuff is going in the back. So 2 guys per truck. Um, so they're constantly out, and then stuff happens. So when that stuff happens, that's when we hook up the trailer and use that as a backup. Or
gotcha.
any like big jobs, like we brought all three. We did a high school, like the whole um, all the stands
Oh, wow.
and things like that. So yeah, some of these bigger jobs we'll bring all three just to knock it out a little quicker.
Do you guys do a lot of commercial?
Not a lot, and I haven't geared toward that at all. I mean, we'll get our commercial is honestly a lot of schools, and we'll get calls from them. But I haven't gone to your gas stations or
Yeah.
your local stores. It's not really our model right now. We might get into some of that, but we have 5.5 gallon per minute machines. We don't even have 8 gallon per minute, so we don't really get into like the parking decks or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really target commercial honestly at all unless they call me. Just in the beginning we did, but what I realized is, and everyone has their own opinion. Some guys are like all commercial, which that's fine, but for me and my ROI, residential is so much better. Like, they pay you instantly, I could
Yep.
charge way more. And yeah, I mean, like, we've done everything from McDonald's to big buildings, from window cleaning, power washing, and it's like I could do one small house a house wash, and that's like a big building for cleaning the outside of a big building. So it's like, for me, I'm all about residential. Like, that's my 100% focus. I'll only do commercial if they call me, but I don't even market towards commercial at all.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just keeps that cash flow, like you said.
Yeah,
You can wait. Like I do like getting into some HOA management companies. We've done that where
yeah.
we've done like some apartment buildings. We
Mhm.
did like a hundred. They're like single units, but they're like townhomes, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
were they were like 10 together.
Mhm.
We did like 100 of those. I mean, that's good because it's easy. Now the only headache with that, with the 100 units, you got a minimum of 100 people. If 2 or 3 people live in there, so there's a lot of communication that's to
Mhm.
go into that. And if what you deal with people when you're
Yeah.
dealing with that number of people, it could be difficult sometimes. That's the only thing I've seen with that. But I like those. Other than that, yeah, like you're saying, the residential is just
Yeah.
constantly the money, the cash flow is there. You pay right then, so it makes things
Right.
easier. You're not waiting 30, 60 days or whatever for these big companies to cut you a check.
Oh, I know. I just got a check. We did a Chili's window cleaning. It was only like $250. Literally, it took 4.5 months to get paid. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys make this in 10 minutes at the bar. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I know. Them, yeah, who knows? There's so many. loops and
I know.
you have to go through that. Who knows where the ball might have been dropped or what.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. But what what has been something surprising for you about the industry? Because you've been in about a little over 2 years. What's something about the industry that's maybe surprised you, or you're like, wow, I didn't know about this? Going from, were you in the military in the past?
No, no.
Oh, okay. Um,
Yeah.
because would
Surprising, probably the most surprising was how low the bar was set for like customer service.
yeah.
Um, it was just unreal to me that, like I mentioned it earlier, that showing up on time, or even I mean, I'm always pretty early.
Hmm.
Communicating well, doing the happy calls after, like things like that. People just seem blown away. And to me, it's standard. It's just how you should operate business. But I didn't realize there's a lot. Well, this. There's a lot of chuck in the truck, just trying to get beer money,
Oh
things like
yeah.
that. So, when these people call and they get a cheaper price, well, guess what? There's a lot of headache that comes with a cheaper price. They might not show up, or they cancel a couple times or cut corners, things like that. So for me, that was just like, you know what? That's why we focus so much on the customer service, because it's very it's just very low
Yeah.
um, in the industry. So yeah,
I get.
we,
Yeah.
we might be a little bit more, but you're not gonna have to worry and have a headache. And you know, if something goes wrong, we'll fix it. We're not gonna you won't get a disconnected number when you call back.
Oh yeah. And I always tell people too, like the easiest thing is just like I tell this to everyone, just answer your phone. Like I can't tell you how many times, like, because I always ask why they hired us, like after the
Hmm.
job's done, just because I want to know why it's important. And I would say 95% of the time they're like, you were the first one to answer the phone. Like we called these other companies, no one
Yeah.
answered, and you just happened to answer. I'm like, that's it? Like that's okay. Like it's not on my reviews. It's nothing like that. No, they're like, you just answer. I'm like, wow, okay, well, this is great.
Yeah, well, nowadays everybody wants it right then, right now. So
Yeah,
they'll go through
yeah.
that list of who they see.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's the very simple things. People try to overcomplicate a lot of things, but it's the very simple things to make your business work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. How do you deal with clients that call you and you give them a price and they're like, "Oh, you're too expensive. Can you drop it from maybe let's say 250 to 150?" How do you handle that rebuttal?
Yeah, so we don't drop it. We just a lot of the customers are just not informed. So we would have to. I would just. I'm usually straightforward and just ask them, like, why do you think we're that much? What makes you think that? And like, well, so and so said this much. Well, did you ask so and so if they have insurance? If they, did you look us up on Google? Like, do they have 250 5-star reviews? It's not an it. What's your most what's your largest investment? And the house is usually your biggest purchase.
Mm,
I know it is
abs-
for us. So are you gonna feel comfortable with someone coming into your house and cleaning your largest investment that is the cheapest? Would that make you feel more comfortable if I tell you that I'm the cheapest, to clean your largest investment? Like, no, that's not how it works. So we're we don't drop it because other people want X amount. It's just we just try to educate them, let them know why we are where we're at, and the value that you're going to get from working with our company.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I have the minimum, and just for the truck to leave I gotta make X amount,
Yeah, you don't,
unfortunately.
it's hard. Like you want to like say, hey,
Trust.
I know my numbers. They don't. They're just,
Yeah.
like you're gonna try to call that company next year, maybe right after when they mess up something on your house, and you're not gonna be able to get up with them because they don't have the funds to
Yeah, and
help you out.
it's funny because this happened yesterday actually. Like, did a quote, it was a house wash. It was, I believe it was like $400. And they're like, "Oh, this company said they could do it 280." And then I'm just like what you said. And I literally looked the company up. They had two reviews. It looks like they just opened shop, and I explained it. They go, "Well, we don't care. They're cheap. Can you match that?" And I'm like, "You know what? Unfortunately, I can't. You are just not the right client for us. If all you care is cheap, we're all about quality here and
Yeah,
taking care of your home. You know, we're going to use special solution to protect your plants. We're going to tape all your electrical." And I did the whole spiel. They didn't even care. They're like, "I just care about price." I'm like, okay, like there's sometimes you're not going to win that battle if they don't care. Like,
for sure. There's the customers that shop at Walmart and go for price, and there's other customers that don't want to deal with that headache that comes with Walmart. So
right.
they'll spend a little bit more. And I've honestly found with all the customers I've dealt with, the cheap ones are more of a headache for me.
Oh yeah.
You know, even if you do a great job, they still want that other thing for free or more off. And it's just like, man, this is just not who I'm looking to work with. I'm looking to establish a relationship, and you're not the relationship I want to be with the within the company. We're looking to come back every year, and if you're just looking for price, that's not going to be, like
Oh
you're
yeah,
saying, that's not
absolutely.
going to be us.
Do you guys have do you guys do maintenance plans?
No, we should. Yes, yes. I'm sorry, for gutter cleaning we do.
Oh, okay. Like
But
three times.
yeah, we should do something where we yearly, but we
Yeah.
haven't put that into place yet.
Yeah, we do, but there's no contract. Like I found, at least for us,
Hmm.
clients, they're scared of contracts. So it's like,
Yeah,
like for gutter cleaning, it's three times a year. The
yeah,
first one's always more, and then the next two are always cheaper. And then when we call you up when it's, in that time, in 4 months, if you say yay, then you're getting that price. If you say no when I call, then it goes back to the original price.
yeah.
But yeah, like I tried contracts, and I I quickly realized people don't like being like set up like that. So I just give them the option. I'm calling you in 4 months. You're gonna get this price, and it's usually like $60 cheaper. And then if they don't say yes, but then they call me back in a week, it's $60 more. So that's how we've done it. It's actually works pretty well.
Oh, okay.
So, and I do appreciate your time a lot. And kind of the last thing I was going to ask you, and thank you so much for being on here. What would be your last, like, for people seeing this, either they're about to launch a home service business, it could be in pressure washing, lawn care, anything home service, or they just launched it, or they've been in a while and they're struggling for leads. They're just not, they're like, "Man, how do I get this business off?" Because as we know, business is hard. Like every day you're problem solving, you're marketing, your sales, you're doing admin. Like, what can someone do to kind of just elevate their brand, their company, to take them to the next level?
Oh, there's so much. For me, I said this earlier. It's having like bringing on that business coach for me was just huge. Not just the aspect of getting all the things that I needed from them, but surrounding myself with other companies that were like-minded and wanted to grow, and just asking the questions within that group and having answers, like you're saying, having people that are way above me, making millions, in the millions revenue, or just starting out, just trying to learn. It's just surrounding myself with the right people that are in the same mindset as me, that want to get better, want to improve, want to do the right things. because you're going to get down, and when you're down, those people have been there. They'll help you out. Say, hey man, I've totaled my truck before too. It's going to be okay. Which is what happened to me this summer. I had
Oh,
a
really?
total, yeah, my first total
Jeez.
truck. So it wasn't fun, but I had someone in there, been through it, done that. It's just it's so easy because you can get down a lot when you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But think about why you started, why you want to be here. Think about those happy times because don't live the highs and don't live the lows. Just remember it's a constant, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to grind every single day. And then you know, once you get things put in place, it's a lot easier. Like now, when I have the crews and the guys that know what they're doing, um, I'm not actually in the business that much. I might have to go and please a customer here and there, or go bring something that they forgot. But for the most part, it's not as complicated. And me being able to remember every time that those little things that happen, like things that are going bad, is like, hey, why did I start this? Why have I enjoyed this so much? Just remembering that, not getting too low, because things can get really tough sometimes. But just
Yeah.
not don't quit. That's the big thing, right? Just don't quit. Keep pushing forward. As long as you're doing the right things, you have the right things in place, you'll be fine. Um, you just gotta keep going.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. That was a great insight. And yeah, we'll definitely talk soon. And thank you so much again, man. And good luck. I hope your business keeps flourishing and keep at it. It seems like you're doing very good things.
I appreciate that, Dan. Yeah, anytime you need things, reach out and I'll do the same to you.
All right. Well, thank you, man. Have a wonderful day.
You too, man. Take it easy.
You too.